We're going to be connecting a Jugs radar gun to an OAS display, and I want to give you some troubleshooting hints today. The most likely problems that you might encounter would be the incorrect baud rate, and there could be connection problems as well. But we're going to do some step-by-step troubleshooting here. Now we're going to need a couple of special adapters to do this. The first thing I need is a special cable, and I've got pins 2, 3, and 5 connected on a DB9 connector. This is a female connector, 2, 3, and 5. Now I've got another one just like it, 2, 3, and 5, but I've got 2 and 3 reversed. You notice the yellow wire is on pin 3 on one, it's on pin 2 on the other, and the green wire is on pin 2 on one and pin 3 on the other. So this basically reverses the transmit and receive signals. So that's all we really need. I didn't have a regular DB9 adapter, so I just made up a cable out of some connectors that I had. So I'm going to use this thing. And now a PC typically has a male DB9 connector, so I'm going to plug this into the PC. Now I've got here a cable, and this is a serial to USB adapter, and I've got a terminal program open over here. I want to try to communicate from the radar gun to the terminal program. Now I'm going to take the other end of this cable and plug it into the radar gun. And I already have the cable plugged into the data port on the radar gun, and I've already got the radar gun turned on. Now we're going to look at this terminal screen here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to clear the screen. Clear terminal here. So you'll notice that things are starting to show up here. Every time I trigger this thing, you're going to be seeing some number, 062000. Here's all zeros. So the format is a 3-digit number followed by 3 zeros. So we need to remember that. So whatever we're going to see is going to be a 3-digit number followed by 3 zeros. Okay, so we know that works. Now, if this, we set it to 1200 baud because I knew that's what this gun did. But some guns you do 9600 baud. And in that case, I would change the configuration, go to port options, and set the baud rate to 9600. Well, I know this is 1200, so we're going to go back to 1200 right now and leave it at 1200. Now every terminal program is a little bit different. Now the other thing you're going to find in configuration, I'll bring this up again, is flow control, and we want to make sure that's all turned off. We want 8 data bits, 1 stop bit, no parity, and no flow control selected. So right here you can select which flow control, and here software flow control we want none. So your terminal program may look different than this, but it should have the same features. So flow control turned off, none of the hardware flow control selected, none of the software flow control selected, and then 8 data bits, 1 stop bit, and the baud rate. Okay, so we're at 1200 baud, and everything works, as we see here in the display. So we know that the radar gun is communicating through this device to the computer. Okay, so we've verified right now the radar gun in this cable. We know that part is good. So I'm going to set it to the side for the moment. Now I want to verify this device. This is the PS422 DB9. It's normally powered from the display, as you can see, but we're going to pull the plug on it, and I want to pull the plug and get rid of this. I don't need it right now. Set it to the side. Now I'm going to plug in the serial port from the computer into the DB9 on the PS422 DB9. Now notice nothing's lit up. So I have to have an external wall transformer, and I just happen to have one right here. Any wall transformer that goes from 8 to 18 volts AC or 9 to 20 volts DC will operate the unit. So you have quite a bit of flexibility. So any wall transformer you can find that has the right kind of connector on the end will do the job. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a short Cat 5. I'm going to connect from the TX port to the RX port. And I'm going to plug it into the RX port. Now whatever I send out here comes back here. So when I type on this computer, whatever I type is going to be coming back. When I pull this cable, when I type something, nothing happens. So if I can plug this in and type in the keyboard, I see characters, then I know this device is good. And I didn't show you this earlier, but let me show you again. Notice the transmit light blinks when I plug in this cable. This transmit light and the receive light blinks. You see a very faint red appear every time data comes in. I'll hold it down and you see the red showing it. So that means it's communicating in both directions. Okay, so we know this is good now. Now the next step is to test the display. So we know we have communication from the computer to this box and on this TX port. Now this goes to the display, so I'm going to plug in the display and I'm going to type commands on here. Now if you recall, I typed in some number plus 3 zeros. So I'm going to put in 065000 and 65 shows up on the display. I can type in 1, I'm going to type in 199000 and 199 shows up. So the first 3 digits are significant and then the rest of it is going to be zeros. So now we know that this display is working. If this display is not working, I try different baud rates because some of them may be 9600 baud. So you go into the configuration or options, type in select 9600, click OK, and I type in 054000 and nothing happens. So that's not the right baud rate. So I'll go back to baud rate preferred, which I know it's set to 087000, and the number 87 shows up in the display. So this completes the troubleshooting segment. This tests every piece of it and allows you to separate out and decide which piece is defective and which piece is good and where your issues might be.